So the first time I wrote the NUJ's entrance exam, okay, they gave me a paper which was mixed up. Like the pages were mixed up by mistake. Like the person who printer mixed it up in a way that paper, like the after page you, and in an exam when you are trying to answer it fast, you just, it's nuts, right? And so they and then they went to get a replacement, and I got it after 15 minutes and all of that. Yeah. And I was still in the waiting list, but I knew that this can happen. So next time when I was writing the exam, I was mentally prepared that this kind of nonsense can happen. Okay. And what I did is that I said that, this year I have to crack. There's no place to go, nothing to do. And I had not even I was not going to a college. I was so clear that I'm going to law school. And the whole world was against me. They didn't want me to go to law school. My parents, my teachers, everybody like, no, what is this law? Become a doctor. So now I was like so hell-bent that I have to go. So what I used to do is that every day I used to meditate, close my eyes and literally imagine myself in the exam hall, and that I'm there's like that moment calm before the storm, right? So like that, sitting, and I'm just the answer paper, like the question paper is right in front of me, and I'm like sitting there waiting for the moment when the bell will go off and I start writing and start answering questions. Okay. And I have meditated that moment 1,000 times, I'm sure. Okay. And that kind of always kept me going. Like, so, I used to imagine myself like the Terminator. I had watched this movie Terminator. So I used to imagine myself as a Terminator, like nothing stops me. Like I would take a book and just go through it, and I'll read a whole book in a day. Like, imagine like a Universal CLAT book or something. And I will read the whole Universal CLAT, this fat book, in like 7 days, because I'll read it back, like from front to back, and I'll answer all the questions. May get it wrong, but I was doing this non-stop. Okay. Very fast, and just imagine like the Terminator going, and whatever comes in his way, he destroys and goes ahead. So that was like my motto. Okay. And literally I used to imagine myself. And when I will start writing, the exam, it was the same thing. I used to imagine myself that I'm the Terminator, and one question at a time, I will decimate everything. Sports psychologists actually apply this. Of course, we don't have coaches of that level, but if you, for example, if you read about Michael Phelps, okay, who was the Olympic, like he has won the highest number of medals in a single Olympic, 7 or 9, I don't know. Okay. So he has won like every swimming event in an Olympic. That is so. When you're a kid, his teacher, like his coach, had this thing that imagine that you are swimming, and you're stroke by stroke, it is in your head. It's a play. So you, whenever, like before a major tournament or something, he'll say that close your eyes and play the tape. And play the tape, there was no tape really, right? It was like it was a videotape in his head where he starts swimming and he imagines every stroke in the water. And then he turns and all of the laps and everything. He does the entire thing perfectly in his head. Okay. And then it puts him, it's called priming. It primes you for a high level of performance. So it's something that's real. I mean, it's psychologists do it all the time. And it has its own explanation as to why that works, because you are, so very interesting. Another thing that, other sportsmen also do, they actually practice their movements in dream, because in a dream sequence, it's a perfect practice sequence. So you can dance, you can do a vault in your dream, and anything you can do in your dream, because you are aligning your neuron connections, which allow you to do all the complex tasks. You can do it when you are awake. So if you practice something in your dreams, then you'll be able to do it when you are awake. I think the mental preparation people do not always take into account, that you have to prepare your mind for a high performance. It is not only about reading and knowing the stuff. A lot of people break down. A lot of people during the exam, they get distracted. They feel too much under pressure. They miss out the questions they should have answered, and they spend too much time on the questions that should not be spend time with. So in every exam, there are, like, this is my hypothesis, there are 25% questions which you should not touch. Okay, those questions are like time traps, If you try to solve them, the bad thing is that you can solve them, but they will take like 3, 4, 5 minutes of your time, and you are out of the game. If you solve 5 of them, you are out of the game. So it's very important that you should be able to pick up those questions, and you should be able to avoid them altogether, because you don't have to answer everything.